What's good, fam? Happy Sunday. Um, I'm sitting here finishing up Unknown Number, the high school Catfish on Netflix. I don't know if you guys might have seen it. Um, I hope you've seen it because I don't even know how long this has been on. But I just wanted to come and talk a little bit about, mental illness. You know, basically this it's like a docu series about this couple who they almost seem like they were meant to be together because they had crushes and they had feelings for each other since elementary school, since they were little, and they fell in love and it trickled on down to high school. So, they're in high school, they, love their first love and everything. I guess the young man, played football, and the girl was, they both were into some kind of sports. They were very active in school. And then, they were together for a long time. They had been liking each other since elementary school. So now they're dating in high school. And so, just like one day out of the blue, they keep randomly getting text messages from somebody from an unknown number. And these were very vengeful, very mean, very horrific text messages, like belittling the young girl, talking horribly about the young man. And it's almost like, it was this imaginary person talking to the girlfriend, telling her about what she's going to do with her man and how she needs to leave him and all this other stuff. And the person who was sending these horrible text messages, they was every day this young couple was being harassed every day. And they eventually like threatening text messages just to scare them, just to try to break them apart because they didn't know what to do. Um, they got the principal involved. The principal got the cops involved. And I think the cops got like the FBI involved. Like it got that serious. Um, you know, Me as a parent, I would have been like, throw the phone away, you know, um, and let's wait a year. You'll get another phone, but you might have to contact your friends via social media or something from the home computer. You may not be able to have a phone right now. Let's let this die down. But what's strange is, as I'm watching this documentary, both parents, well, the parents on both sides, the girlfriend and the boyfriend side, didn't want, I mean, they thought about it, but they was just like, no, why should we spend all this money to get new phones, this, that, and the third? And I'm just like, as a mother, I would have said, throw the damn phone away and get a new one. Just throw the phone away. Take whatever personal information you got out of there, step on the phone, trash the phone, throw it away. We'll get something later. Not right now. Let's just deal with trying to get rid of this issue. But like I said, the police and the FBI had got involved, and this took some years. This actually took some years. And from the threatening and harassing of the text messages, the young lady and the young man eventually broke up because it became overwhelming for their relationship. All these accusations was thrown at them that wasn't even true. They were made up by this catfisher, right? So Long story short, ladies and gentlemen, mental illness is a real thing. Mental illness is a real thing. And in my opinion, if you see the signs in you, your children, your husband, your wife, your loved one who's closest to you, get them help. Don't laugh and make light of it, joke of it, because it's not you and you not going through it. But maybe that person don't know how to go and get help. Maybe that person don't realize that that's exactly what they're probably going through. And when I speak of mental illness, I'm speaking of the young girl's mother. Her mother was the one sending these threatening, horrifying messages to her daughter and to her daughter's boyfriend. The first half hour watching this, I immediately knew it was the mother. I personally felt the mother was jealous of the young girl, and she's just an average young girl who enjoyed playing sports, doing activities with her friends and her boyfriend, and just being a kid growing up into teenagehood. And you could tell that the kids from her area, they're hardworking, maybe middle class people. But the mother was like, when the cops came to her house, her daughter, she raised her daughter with so much love and care that all that her daughter went through, she just like instantly forgave her mom. Like, I need my mother in my life. Like, so her mother kind of got her so dependent on her that her mother could probably step on the top of her head and she would still love her. Her mother could smack the taste out of her mouth and she would still love her mother. I don't see how a mother could do something so horrible to her own child. Like, that's the weirdest shit. These text messages were horrible. You watch it, you'll see what the mother's been sending these to. These are kids. The mother sent one of the text messages to the daughter. You're one of the ugliest one of the ugliest people I've ever seen in my life. But if you would see the mother, then you would understand why. And I'm watching the text messages. I'm looking at the text messages and everything. And I'm like, there's a part of me that feels it's the mother. It's got to be this mother, the girl's mother. And it was. I have come to read people so well, I scare myself. I don't know what exactly happened at the very end because I didn't finish it to its entirety. I think I may have like 20 or 30 minutes left on the movie. I'm slightly rewatching it again. I was trying to uh fast forward it to everything that I watched closer to the end now. um I don't know how a mother can do that to her child. I wonder how she was raised. Because what's crazy is she had lost 2 jobs within that year. She told her husband that she quit. I'm leaving this job, I'm quitting. But through the FBI investigating and everything, they found out that she actually got fired from both pretty good paying jobs. One was an IT job, and she had another job doing something else. and she got fired from both of them. And she came home and she lied and told her husband that she quit. She couldn't take it no more. She'll find something else. She quit. And the mother's not the best looking. She's kind of hard to look at, in my opinion. But I mean, it is what it is. Married, dad, mom, both parents at home. She's the only child. And for her to do something like that to that child, see, she's so young in the head. I think what they did was they really allowed her to be a child first, and then slightly, gradually gravitate into teenagehood. And she had time to be a kid, because you can tell she didn't grow up fast, the young girl, at all. And from what the mothers say, so many things have happened to her as a child. She was raped as a teenager, and she don't want these things to happen to her child. So this is why you keep her away from her boyfriend, or you send these horrible text messages to your daughter and her boyfriend because of your trauma. I don't want anybody to hurt my daughter. So, you know, maybe you should have sat down and had a conversation with her about right and wrong and things to look out for when you're with guys, your friends, when you're by yourself. This is what you do. You're that effed up in the head where it's technically all about you. It really is technically all about her. You try to ruin your own child's life behind your traumas. I hope she went to jail. I don't know what happened in the last 30 minutes of the show. It was about 20 or 30 minutes. But I know they caught her. I saw the part where they went to her house. The FBI cops came and they were arresting her. Because you traumatized the whole school. I'm sure these kids was constantly looking at their phone, hoping it's not them next. But your own mother tormented you for over a year, you and your boyfriend. Her and this young man eventually broke up. He moved on and found him another girlfriend. She moved on, but she didn't find anybody else because she really liked him. And it's really sad. I'm so sorry she went through that, because the young girl, she seems like she's a nice young girl who's about her studies and just being, a teenager. But I don't know. If I knew my mother did that, I don't think there would be any coming back from it. Never. I would have made that mother maybe not send her to jail. Make sure she gets psychological help, and have everyone in the school come in the auditorium and have the mother stand up on the podium, on the stage, and have a conversation with these kids and let everybody in the town know who exactly you are. I don't think she should have went to jail. I think she needs to get mental help. And I think she needs to own up to what she's did, because I'm sure she's traumatized an entire school. Families, parents, everybody is wondering who is this person harassing these two lovely kids at school every day. And the text messages were constant. Go to find out the mother had two different phones. Um, I don't know. I think they said she would get up and leave like she was going to work, but she'll probably be somewhere just off texting all day, texting the daughter and her boyfriend all day. That's a person with a sick mind. And I think the husband, he asked her to leave. He told her he don't want her to come back to the house. So I don't know if they got divorced yet. I don't know. Um, but if I found out my husband was doing that, me and my daughter would be gone. We would be gone. Because I'm scared of you now at this point. Like, I'm scared to close my eyes with you. You are trifling. And I heard they go to find out they lost their house because the husband was giving the wife the money to pay the bills, or they was jointly paying the bills, and he would give her portion, he would give his portion, and probably expecting her to pay her portion. He would give her his portion, and I'm guessing he's expecting her to put in her portion so the bills can be paid. She would pay the bills, and go to find out things were getting turned off, things were getting repossessed right up under the husband's nose, and he's just like, what the hell is going on? Like, who are you? You know. But she's had some past traumas from what she said, and all of that is trickling down into her marriage and into her relationship with her child. And what is scary to me is this type of person raised this girl. This young girl's mother's DNA is in her, which is so scary. Because who's to say she's going to do that to her child, or maybe even worse? But like I said, what I don't understand is, as a mother, I would have changed my daughter's phone. Like, she just wouldn't have had a phone. I would have had to tell her, babe, you're going to have to thug it out for a year. Let's get over this. But her mother didn't, because it was her mother who was the one doing it. The tension, the pressure of the text messages, the accusations, uh, really destroyed the young couple's relationship. You know, they couldn't deal with the pressure, and I understand, because they're young, you know, and they don't know who's doing this, you know, until they found out who it was. That child's mother. That poor child's mother. You know, you can't trust nobody, not even your own mother. You cannot trust nobody, not even your own mother. And when you look at the mother, it's like you want to just punch her in her nose. Like, you just want to go bing right in her nose. There's a lot of mothers who are jealous of their daughters. I could never, and I heard my mother say that one time. I could never be jealous of nothing I birthed. And I feel exactly the same way. And I can really be honest. There was one time that I literally lived vicariously through my daughter. And that was when she was going to prom. She was graduating high school. I graduated high school, finished high school, Didn't go to my prom, didn't even go to the graduation. Um, the day of the graduation was when I was starting my new job. So I didn't go. My mom had went to my school to get my diploma, and I went to work that day. So now I have a child of my own, and she's getting ready to graduate. We ordered her dress. We looked at several dresses. Um, there was one in particular that I really liked that I thought would be gorgeous on her. If I can find that dress or her in that dress, I'm going to include it in the video. Um, the dress was gorgeous. It was from overseas, and you know, I paid on it and prayed that it would get to us in time for the graduation. Um, I went with her to get our hair done, nails done. We were in Bloomies. I'm not sure if it was Bloomies or Nostrums. I had them pull out every black shoe with a heel on it for my baby. And I just enjoyed living through her, experiencing her outfit, her shopping, her getting ready for prom. Because I had never experienced that. Didn't know what it was about. Didn't know the feeling of putting on a beautiful gown. Didn't care really. Really didn't care. Just wanted to hurry up and get out of school and go to work. I'm really being honest. Is this song okay? Yeah, just really wanted to, become an adult, but that was the and I that wasn't jealousy. That was just wanting to share that experience with my daughter. And I love her for that. She allowed me to, because there's a lot of, kids who just be like, Mom, I got this. Just leave it. Let me do it. I got it. I got it. But she allowed me to be there. She allowed me to oil her skin up. It was just like it was such a beautiful day, the day of her prom. It was just so beautiful because I had never experienced anything. It was almost like getting her ready for a wedding, you know. But it was nice. That was the only time that I felt that I needed to be in that realm with my daughter. But other than that, the things she do, the places she go, I'm gung ho for her. Like, like it's just the only thing I think I really wish she probably would have just dated a little more. But other than that, I never really got into her stuff. She knew about not getting pregnant. She knew about what you need to use not to get pregnant. You need to know this. She was well versed in life. But if you had a mother like this, that's the kind of mother who's dangerous. She's dangerous. Very dangerous. I remember one time before me and my husband got together, my husband and I got together, I was dating this guy. I don't know why. I'm our living situations were our living situations were none, right? So he had issues with his mom. Um I was living with my grandmother before then. I had issues with her. So we had talked about moving in together, and that was like the worst thing I could have done. You know, that was the worst thing. But his mother was a piece of work. Um, my grandmother was all about her money, and was good for her, but we moved in together, and it was hell ever since. I think we lived together for a year. Could have been a little over a year. But from hell. I don't even know why that came to my head today. I'm sorry. The ADD is kicking in, y'all. The ADD, the ADHD, the ADD is kicking in. But yeah. I just always stood back and let my daughter be whoever she needs to be. I talk to my daughter about the world. She knows. I've taken my daughter to restaurants, the finest stores. She knows. No man has to do nothing for you because you've experienced it. And see, this young girl is so attached to her mom that I don't even really think she's living the way she's supposed to be living. This seems like more of a community kind of thing where everybody knows everybody. Everybody knows who's dating who, and so you really don't know who to put the blame on because everybody knows everybody, you know. But I'm so sorry she had to go through that. I'm so sorry her mother's like that. I've never known my mother to even show me a bit of jealousy. I've seen it from my stepmother. I've seen it. She used to treat me horribly. Horribly. And now that I'm adult, I don't fuck with her. I don't have to. Leave me alone. You and your daughters. Leave me alone. I'm good. I'm at a place in my life. If I'm alone, I'm okay with that. Family is not family. And it's sad this is the life we're living in. Because in these crises that we going through with this new world we living in, you need your family. But I'm not going to allow people to call me when it's convenient for them, always wanting something from me, never offering to even say, here's $1, thank you for your help. Nothing. Nothing. And because, I used to sell jewelry, everybody thought that they were entitled to get free jewelry from me. I own a business. This is business. Now on your birthday or a holiday, if I choose to give you a piece of jewelry, but not no randomly, I'm trying to build like just like you. I'm not gonna give you all of my product, and how am I profiting off of that? But I don't know, y'all. This is scary to me. I really want to know what was the outcome. Do this young girl still have a relationship with her mother? Because I know the father's done. Like, he came home and was like, look, you have to get your things. You have to leave. Like, you can't stay here anymore. This is crazy. All right, guys. Try to check it out on YouTube. I'm sorry, I keep talking about YouTube. It's called Unknown Number, the High School Catfish. Unknown Number, the High School Catfish on Netflix. There's a lot of movies on Netflix that I just can't get with. It's almost as if they just put anything on there. You know? But All right, y'all. I'm sorry to keep y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. Happy Sunday. Sunday's about 8:30 now. Y'all have an amazing Monday. Talk to you soon. Peace.